Hello, welcome to my first YouTube video. I'm your host, Brock Fitzgerald, and I'll be here to talk to you about music. Ignore this creepy photo. It is my dorm, and it is interest of my roommates and mine. I think it looks cool. Anyways, long story short, let's talk about music. Music can be interpreted in so many different ways. Every person has a different type of music they vibe to. By vibe, I mean like can chill out to, they can relax to, they can headbang to, they can do pretty much anything to. They just vibe to it, you know? All this music that people vibe to are known as genres. These genres can include hip hop, rap, jazz, theater, country, alternative, disco, pop, reggae, including all the covers that can go over hip hop or a rap or some pop song. I really like to relate genres to cookies. It kind of simplifies it more to understand like how many genres there really are. Because if you think about how many cookies there are, there's chocolate chip cookies, there's peanut butter cookies, there's sugar cookies, there's ginger snap cookies, there's gingerbread cookies, there's cookies with nuts, there's cookies without nuts, and not even to include all the different types of Oreos there are. Cookies can be easily related to genres because of how diverse they really are and how people like them. People like cookies doughy, crispy, crunchy, burnt. There's all these different ways to like cookies. So there's all these different ways to like certain types of genres. For instance, country. People can like a nice rock and roll country that they can kick back with, or people like a slower country song they can dance to, like at a wedding or something. With all this music that people vibe to, I personally would like to say I like classical music. Most people would use classical music to doze off, you know, like find peace, relax, maybe if there's something stressful's going on, they want to listen to it, or if they just want to go to bed. Personally, I've been playing piano for 12 years, so I absolutely love classical music. I love Debussy, I love Chopin, I like lots of classical pieces. The reason why I think I like classical is because I played piano for 12 years. I'm 18 years old. I started when I was very young, and it wasn't until about my senior year that I decided that, hey, like classical is one for me. Everyone has their reasons for why they like certain types of genres, and it usually starts off when you're young. When you're young, you listen to pretty much what your family listens to or what your parents listen to. Because when you're young, like 5, 6, like maybe even to 10 years old, you just listen to what's on the radio or what your parents listen to. So I grew up listening to pop, and my sisters always listened to rock and roll. Once you get into junior high, you start listening to more of what your friends listen to. For instance, when I was going into high school, most of my friends were listening to hip hop, rap, and not kind of straying away from those pop songs. And I personally was intrigued by it. I fell in love with hip hop and the artists like Travis Scott, Quavo, Migos, etc. The reason why I kind of chose hip hop and something like that is just it made me feel cool. In high school, like you want to feel cool. So music can help you feel just different emotions, and sometimes when you least expect it. For instance, my friend, I was out driving on the freeway with him when all of a sudden this song just kind of came onto the radio. It was a very pretty, kind of sad song, but it had some uplift to it. And I looked to my left, and my friend's just crying his eyes out. He's just I didn't understand what was happening. He's asking me, do you know this song? Do you know this song? I was like, I do not know this song. I don't know what you're talking about. By the time we get to his mom's house, he asks his mom, like, oh my gosh, mom, like, what is this song? Turns out that song was a song that got his mother through his divorce 8 years prior. So he heard that song when he saw his mom at her lowest. This made him feel emotional, specifically because his mom was feeling emotional. So music can tamper with your unconscious mindset. It can make you feel certain ways, and it can enhance those emotions and bring them in closer. For instance, let's say you're sad. Do you think it's easier to cry listening to a sad song or just sitting there and crying? A sad song. A sad song always gets someone. Even if they're not sad, it can make people sad. Music in general just enhances our emotions. Music can make us feel weird. It can give us goosebumps when we listen to songs that we really like. It can make memories flood back in, whether it's good or bad. For instance, let's say you listen to a song and just a flood of memories from your favorite family vacation comes back in, and you turn it up all the way and you're vibing to it. Or another time when you're listening to the radio and that one song pops on you, boom, immediately skip it. and all that's going through your mind is your ex. All these songs make us feel certain ways. Music can bring people together. For instance, that song of your ex. At one point in time, it was your guys' song. Music doesn't always have to be individualized. It doesn't have to be just your type of music. You and your relationships, whether it's romantic or just your friend, you guys can have certain songs or even albums, heck, even artists that you guys just share such a connection with, and it can bring you together. For example, let's say you go to church. What do you do at church? You sing at church. Some people sing at church and you sing songs. It's nice. It brings people together. What makes it so cool about bringing us together is that the song had a reason. So you have to trace it back to the musician. Okay, where did the music get this from? The musician could have gotten it from an ex-lover story, could have gotten it from a good time story, or they can just be a SoundCloud rapper just kind of venting about life, wanting to make money. Either way, all of these musicians are telling stories. Stories that were learned, experienced. So that's why I'm here today. To get musicians, to get random people who are interested in music, to go out and tell a story through a song. Music enhances your emotions, so if you want to tell a story that you're really emotionally involved with, imagine being 2 times more, 3 times more, even 5 times more involved emotionally into this experience through a song. I personally one day want to be able to tell stories through the music that I write. As a musician, as I have played piano for 12 years, I've learned guitar on my own, I've learned the ukulele on my own, the harmonica, other instruments. I want to be able to bring music to life through a story. It can be a story that's interesting to someone else, interesting to me, but if you look at all the music that's out there, even just the little artists, they either have 1, 2, 3 people that have that same story in common with them. So again, I'm only here today to convince you to go out and just write your story through song. These stories that artists tell are something of wonder and can help anyone get through any scenario in their life. So go out, write your story.